Then you develop that
Thought will come and you will develop that. Yes, but I'm looking for a better answer than that. How do you develop awareness?
awareness. In my opinion, we develop if you don't react immediately towards anything, either event or self relationship or something. Stop, see the big picture or whatsoever, and do some analysis where something goes wrong or how I should go about.
Okay. So you're saying not reactive.
Not reacting.
That is also reaction.
Not reactive, then you said analysis. This also, I think what you had said earlier also fits in here, how to develop awareness. Anybody else has anything else to say?
Reaction is also a reaction.
That's another topic, I think. That's not reactive is also a kind of a response that you're giving, but we are not going in that way.
Stop and think.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. He's talking about pausing, not being reactive, He's talking about that. Or even if you react, then after that you do an analysis. If you react, then do analysis.
So next time you are aware that
Right.
in this situation I reacted this way.
Right. And then also being a sakshi, like understanding, wherever you are in whatever situation, whatever is going on, whatever you are involved with or not involved with, just keeping that light of awareness, focus of awareness constantly on. It's like when I use the word light, when the light is on, which means the awareness is on, So different pockets of time in the day or in your life, you will find your awareness switch is on, and at different times it's off. So even being aware of that, you will find certain experiences you go through, go through a little hazy kind of an experience sometimes, where you're not very clear about what happened, what you did, or what other people in that situation did. And you will find that certain times you're very clear about things, what you're doing, how things are happening. So the way your memory is also created depends on that. In psychological studies, the encoding that every experience, how every experience is encoded in your mind, also depends on your clarity, your awareness, and your emotional response at that time. And that's how memories get created. When you think about happy memories, or you think about a bad experience, something which happened to you, you will find that your awareness will throw light on the entire scenario, the way it occurred. So anything else on how awareness develops?
The awareness is a jolt. Suddenly become aware. That's how awareness happens.
That's an interesting word. For me, that will be a new interesting learning experience for me. Yeah, of course. Every time it's not happening in a nice and very civilized way. Awareness is sometimes something just...
But that also, what he says is a valid point, but that also develops by the same process, that's what I think. Unless because something is happening, like in psychology they say, you keep two chairs. If you are reactive, sit on that chair and see other person's angle.
Yes, seeing from the other point.
Other point of view, other person's point of view.
Right.
When that awareness suddenly comes, may not be today, but if you keep that practice, then next day suddenly it clicks.
Right.
By that process itself.
No, you're saying something different. You're talking about empathy. When you're aware, anyway, a byproduct of awareness, self-awareness is always that you'll be more aware of others. Because you are aware of your environment, people in it, only to the extent that you are aware of yourself. I mean, you are the closest that you are. You are living in your own self 24/7. So to the extent your batti chalu hai tumhara, utna your surroundings you will be more responsive to and more sensitive to, which is what you're talking empathy, seeing from other people's perspective. But the jolt is also an interesting word, where all the time it's not in a consistent and slow fashion that awareness is developing. Sometimes you will find there is a jolt of awareness which hits you, either not necessarily through your conscious effort.
I'm not aware unless I get a kick.
Right.
Otherwise I'm not
Yeah, it can happen like you have a very I mean, in any situation, maybe with a family member or with a friend, you may be enjoying a very harmonious friendship or relationship, and suddenly one fine day you may have an experience which shows the person is a totally different character. So for you, that's like a jolt, because you never expected that, you know. So that is it pushes you into a new frame of mind. That's awareness. So you know now from henceforth, maybe you have to take fresh measurements, you know. So that becomes your awareness.
Like in industry, they say moments of truth.
Right. And jolts can happen also through different experiences, like maybe in a crisis situation, where you know you understand strengths in yourself which you did not know you possessed. Sometimes, like the Mantralaya fire happened, you know. Suppose you were inside Mantralaya, or you know you were caught in a rescue operation, then you might discover some parts of yourself which were earlier never explored. So that's a jolt experience. Anything else anybody wants to add to developing awareness? Just adding my own point to all of what you have said is that your commitment to truth. Commitment to truth. Truth is what ultimately awareness is all about, because I want to understand the truth about who I am, the person that I am, what is life all about. That is what is the crux of awareness. So to the extent that you're committed to truth, to that extent you will not be what we call playing psychological games, because all of us human beings, yeah, we are human beings, are extremely over smart people and extremely capable of, we use this awareness to indulge ourselves in different ways, you know. All of us don't use awareness to kind of make a commitment to growth. The whole idea of awareness is that you simplify your life, you know, and live it with the least amount of stress. Because it's like in a room, when you have the light on and there is different furniture around, you're not going to keep bumping into it, you'll walk straight through it. But if the light is off and you're walking through the room, you're going to hit upon different things and you're going to hurt yourself. So when we are talking about investment in self understanding or awareness, we're talking is not getting into using that awareness to play games, because otherwise I am aware but then I use it to manipulate, because we are all playing different communication is happening and there are so many layers of awareness. So there's a whole another thing, psychological theory called transactional analysis, in which it studies how relationships and communication between different people is happening. And most people are indulging in not genuine kind of relating, but they are doing this kind of psychological games, which means something else, on the surface you see something else underhand is transpiring. So we're not talking about all that. So commitment to truth is a very important part of you.
Actually, it's a situation.
Situation?
It's a situation of being aware.
Situation of being aware? I'm not getting what.
Awareness is a situation, out of which you expand or whatever it is.
Awareness is the state of your being. It's not a situation. In different situations, you will be aware to different degrees. It's a state of mind. It's a state of your being. And awareness continuum I've written because I imagine it like that. In so many spiritual forums and all that we attend, there's always talk about self-realization, you know. So I experienced it like self-realization is like when you're 100% aware. And zero, I think nobody exists. Put self-awareness, this is. So different degrees, we all will be in different degrees, 25 or 50, 75. I don't think anybody will be in this bracket like 0 to 25, because I'm sure with some education, life experiences and investment in our growth, we all are somewhere 50 and 50, above 50. But 100% when you become aware, then you understand the whole process of life and what you're doing in it, and This I have not experienced, so can't talk about it. But it excites, yeah. It's very fascinating to know what lies there, you know. So I've attended a lot of meditation workshops and
Inherently, it is the soul is there.
yeah,
There's complete awareness. Soul seeing the things.
right. I mean, I believe at that end, then all the questions, you don't have any more questions, you know, because everything is based in understanding. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier, that there is always a subjective bias in our assessment of our own self, in our awareness of our own self. So we always often tend to either, depending on the individual personality and nature that we have, some of us will have a tendency to always glorify ourselves. We will exaggerate whatever we are. It can be anything about your looks, the money that you possess, the talents that you possess. You'll always, you know, like bada chada ke baat karna. Some people are like that, always very pompous, and it can be confidence also. Or there are some people who are always on, they think the worst about themselves. They think they should never be seen. They should always sit on the last bench. Nobody should notice them. It's like lack of confidence, at the same time an inferiority complex. So these are both, there's a subjective bias in evaluating your own self. And seeing without glasses, it's like that I've just put it there is because all of us, I think those of who wear glasses, we have known what life is without glasses and with glasses. How many of you don't wear glasses? Only you? You're wearing glasses? Okay. Okay. So your otherwise eyesight is normal. Okay. So you have not experienced. So you should wear somebody's glasses and see how it looks to you. So yes, it'll be out of focus. But what you would see with glasses out of focus is what others would see, you know. Yeah.
That's what she means, out of focus.
Out of focus, really. So I'm saying if you lack awareness, at least a basic degree of awareness, the way you see the world around you and people and your reactions to the world around you is like that, out of focus. Because you're coming from a very internal frame of reference. You have a very small mindedness, what we call it, very small world, and everything is very reactive. Because that's the way you see the world. That is the degree of your awareness. I think if you are from that 0 to 25 range, you would be like that. You know, extremely closed-minded, reactive, very fanatical, small, very rigid ideas about everything. On the